Hello, hello. I am live today. Hi, everybody. Um, I know some people will be arriving soon. This is as always, a very important topic, and we're going to talk about soul alignment. As I experience this journey, like many of you, I learn new and new information. I'm always so happy to share them with you. And this is going to be the perception of soul alignment as it was presented to me, as it was shown repeatedly, and so forth, to give you an understanding of what's really happening here, right? All right, so we tend to go through life experiencing it through our mind. Okay, we experience so much of life through our mind. Our intuition is there, our gut feeling is there, everything is there internally, helping to guide us on the spiritual path, right? Hi, Antoniqua. And I'm open to answering some questions too if you have questions. All right, so we experience it through our minds. And usually, a good sign that somebody is experiencing this connection through their mind, this is my observation, is when I hear, if they don't step up, then I'm going to X, Y, and Z. If they don't change, I will. If I'll just look for someone better, I'll choose someone better, right? And you might be like, Isheen, I've been guilty of that. I've said it too. I've said it too. Hi, Liz. I certainly live this journey through my mind until the universe brought me to the soul. And when it did, everything soul related made sense. It was like I could have seen any information about the soul before then. It didn't click until I reached that point, and it was after full surrender and I came to learn what this journey really is about. Hi, Crystal. And so and I say that when a person is like, if they perhaps someone else will be better, and all this kind of stuff, is because they see that there is a particular option here. And I'm gonna take the twin flame out of this in a moment because I like for you to understand this is partially twin flame related. This I can say is partially twin flame related. A lot of times I would say it's not twin. A lot of these concepts are not twin flame, but this one partially. Okay, and the reason I say partially is because this person was created to experience this journey with you. Okay, you knew that when you met this person, you had a gut feeling there's something significant about this connection. Not sure what it is, but something's happening here, or maybe some of you knew what twin flame is. So a part of you felt like you met the one. And when I say partially twin flame related, is because there actually is such thing as the one. It actually exists and that kind of stuff. If schools can teach us these things, or parents or society, to ask God, like when you meet someone, really ask, is this the one for me? Okay. You actually get an answer. If you don't, eventually it'll come. You can ask for it to come to you in a dream, something like that. But stay aware and ask. Perhaps even in the past when you got with that ex that you like to forget about, that Sheen's bring up again, eventually I'll stop. Your gut feeling said to you, that's not the one, right? Some were saying there's something off about this connection. This is not the one, but you ignored yourself because you didn't know there's actually the one out there. Okay. And the other part, like that's not twin flame related. There is a one. If you ask the universe, ask God. The other part is that your twin flame is you, okay, is a reflection of you, you come into each other's lives for, or I should say, they come into your life to reflect you, your inner world, and to help you. Do I like that word? Assist you, work together with you in healing certain things inside of yourself that is out of alignment of the highest version of yourself. Okay. So when you take a step back, Now this is twin flame related. Well, it could happen with soulmates too. When you take a step back and you look at this, you're like, wait a second. This person is in my life to mirror certain aspects of myself that's out of alignment of the highest version of myself. Then you will come to understand, wait a second, there is a purpose to this connection. Okay? Because what I see, and if you've been guilty about it, I've been guilty too. So I'm not shaming you, is if they don't come correct, if they're not like this, maybe someone else is better for me than they are. I'm just going to simply choose someone else. By saying that, this is overlooking what I just said and what you probably were aware of. This person came into your life to reflect the things in you that's out of alignment. There is a purpose. Okay. So I'm repeating that. There is a purpose. So, in other words, you're not looking at the physical, this person, like, oh, I got to have them. I need a relationship with them. I get it. Many of you desire a relationship, perfectly normal. Your soul is calling for a relationship. Your soul's like, gimme, 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 even though you're calming that energy. And the same goes on the other end, right? It's not about the physical person. This particular person isn't coming into your life and saying, hey, I'm here to take some stuff out of you that's out of alignment with the highest version of yourself so you can be your better self. While you heal, it helps to heal me, and vice versa. They're not going to say that to you. Then like the physical of the person, you can go approach this person. Maybe you're in a twin flame dynamic where there is an understanding between both of you. If you don't know that yet, it will come up. You'll find out. Or perhaps this person is unaware, just knows there's a strong connection, there's too many coincidences, all of this kind of stuff, right? But if you try to have that conversation, hey, I believe you came for this particular person, they're not going to answer to that. That physical them is not going to, is likely not going to answer that question, but you're aware that there is a greater purpose to the connection. Okay? Hang in here, hang in here. That this gets juicier, right? And so, how do you get to that greater purpose? How do you discover what that is? How do you know where your soul is taking you on this journey, is leading you? How do you find out all of this? I'm going to promise you that it's not in your mind. Your mind is going to fish for all the answers and that kind of stuff. Your mind hasn't been doing really good stuff for you. Okay. I'll let you know there's a purpose for your mind. Your mind is wonderful at being creative, at knowing the direction that it desires to go. For example, like your mind knows it wants to experience love. It knows that it wants a successful business, so to say, and it takes the action, it plans out actions to get there. That you want to move, that you want more income, that your mind knows these things, but it cannot take you there alone. And if you're trying to get feelings from your mind, that's another story. Your feelings are not in your mind. You try to connect with someone about your feelings and tell them your feelings and you're thinking about it, they can't hear you. Your mind doesn't do that for you. So your mind knows what it wants. It's connected with your soul in a way too, because I always believe if you can dream it, it's because it's yours. But how to get there, it, this, especially in a twin flame connection, it does in other areas too, comes from your soul. Your soul knows. Okay. And call it intuition, call it your spiritual guides, the universe, God. whatever information that's coming from within, from your soul, that's the one that's going to take you there. Even as a business owner, like my entire business is intuitive. And if you're meant to be doing, um, be of service, if you're meant to be of service of others, use your intuition. The rest of it is just having a system in place, but use your intuition. All right. When you're wanting to make great changes in your life, manifest abundance, where do you go? You certainly can't get these things by going into your mind. It's just not going to work that way. Your soul knows. Your soul knows what's going on. It's guiding you, it's leading you. And your soul's prepared has prepared you for all of this, continues to prepare you for your future. It's just asking you to slow down and listen. And so, your soul is doing all of this stuff. It's leading you. It knows. And together with the universe, like I had mentioned, comes in as whispers, the whisper of your soul, right? Intuition. Like, don't you wish? Actually, when you use your intuition often, it gets louder. But don't you just wish your intuition can knock you in your head just as much as ego does? Because ego has no problem coming in there to try to wreck everything that your soul is creating. And tell you it's not true, can't be seen, it's not there. It's, giving you all these beliefs of the system, societal beliefs, generational. It's going to throw everything off when your soul is like, hey, over here, telling you, you got to listen to me. You know, it'd be nice if it was the other way around. And so, how do you get connected with this? How do you connect more with your inner knowing? How do you make that time to actually hear what your intuition is saying? Do you make that time to hear it? If anybody does, please comment. Let me know. Because it's leading you, it's guiding you. All right. Now, when it comes to soul, uh, being of soul, I'm telling you, it's amazing when you do this. Okay. It's amazing. I walk clients through it, and there's just complete peacefulness. There's a feeling of being at peace. Everything's just still. There's literally no thinking that goes on. When I ask every single time, are you having any thoughts? Nope, none. Okay. It's like, how can I word this? Just totally being. That's it. Completely just being of existence. And it's like no outside noise. There's nothing. When there is none of that, the societal stuff, beliefs, and what your family has taught you, what they're saying, all this kind of stuff, when there isn't any of that, there is no resistance with anything. None. Okay? There's no thoughts, there's no resistance. And when there is no resistance and you're sitting in just being, and you're being of existence and being of your inner knowing, being of soul and the truth, that's where the truth is inside of you. You're just simply being in that. Whatever truth that is just shows up like that. Okay? You're like, 𝐾𝐿, how do I know that's real? Don't ask questions. That's the mind. Don't ask questions. You know, I share this with you today because I have a lot of love for you guys, right? I have a lot of love for you guys because in a twin flame dynamic, what we are referring to are two people who feel a strong connection towards the other. You both feel it, it's not one-sided because it's a connection. You can't go wrong with a connection. Either you have it, you feel it, or it's not there. It's neither created or destroyed, it's just there between two people. You can sense it. And during that time when you met each other, the two physical version of yourself, you just knew you found something special, both of you. Okay, both aspects of yourself. I like to word it that way because I really want you to shift into this unity, this oneness conscious, because that's what's been happening. Again, not twin flame related. We like to think we're so separated from everything, and we're really not. This person is well, shares a soul with you. Other people have been a part of you. They've been a mirror of you. It's this oneness. Okay. And so you found you recognize you in another body. You're like, why on earth does everything about this person feel familiar? And how come they just get me? And this, we're finishing each other's sentences because you found you. And then the moment you're like, whoa, what is this? So is this person. Now, this starts this journey of what on earth was that? And maybe for a moment, you're like, I'm gonna leave this alone. And they're like, just gonna leave this alone until the universe just says, I don't think so. So we'll show you some signs, synchronous messages, dreams. You're gonna feel that your twin is around you somewhere. You're gonna hear their voice. You're gonna see their name everywhere. You're gonna believe you see their car, run into them sometimes. Um, all kinds of stuff happen, right? And you were thinking you can get away with it, get away from it. Perhaps maybe not you, this other person believes that they can, and things like those. So then it really is a journey of how on earth, this is the point when I'll have to say, this is the point I notice when a lot of people reach out for assistance, and you don't have to wait for that. Okay, when it comes down to, okay, this is not going away, what can I do to be here? It's not going away. How can I figure this out? Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop for a moment. And hi, Crystal and Elizabeth. I have a question. The intense thinking of the twin is slowing down, but I still see angel numbers. Two, it seems that the source wants me to learn on personal growth. Can you explain? Absolutely. So you are on an ascension path. That's what these angel numbers are. I like the lighting in here better, but the sun in my face, it is what it is, right? I'm lucky to even have some light because it is 7:20 at night right now. During the summer weather, we have light. During the winter time, not quite. And so, well, obviously, you're on an ascension path. You've been on an ascension path. It didn't start with your twin flame. It's started since you probably your first existence ever, okay, as a soul. You've been on this ascension path. And so the experiences you go through, the people you meet had served as lessons for you, has helped in your growth, and so on. You just didn't know they were doing that. Okay? You didn't know they were doing that. And um then comes the angel numbers. All right. I would love to hear from you down in the comments. How early did you start to see angel numbers? I want to know if anyone relates with me, because I actually started seeing angel numbers when I would say about 13, 14. I saw 3 and 7 everywhere, like literally everywhere. And it was just everywhere. When I say everywhere, it shocked me. The many places. And I remember someone saying, "Oh, that's because you're thinking about the numbers 3s and 7s. That's why you see them." And so I was like, "All right, all right. I disagree, but let me do that. Let me think about them." So the time will say something like 136 or 135. And I'm like, I'm going to catch 37. Never do. when I'm intentionally looking for it, unless I actually sit there and I just stay there looking and stuff like that, which I never really did. But I was like, all right, let me try to catch it. And I wouldn't. It wasn't anything intentionally. Then I met my twin and then entered this whole world of spirituality. That's when I became spiritually awakened, discovered twin flames. And I remember I was talking to a coworker and I said, what is this thing, angel numbers? Like I'm seeing this terminology, angel numbers. She was like, oh yeah, I see numbers everywhere. I was like, what everywhere? She was like, everywhere. At that time I was only seeing it in clocks, to be honest. And then it really started to show up literally everywhere, like license plates, houses, just looking up and just happened to be the house with a repeated number. It can be cash registers, on the bus, on a tree. I saw one, somebody had scraped 111 on a tree, like literally everywhere. These angel numbers are a part of your ascension path. And so the angels are guiding you towards your ascension, towards becoming the highest version of yourself. Okay. And these numbers is how the angels communicate with you. Google them. I say Google, use whatever platform. Google's not paying me, okay? But you put in whatever number you see and add the word angel numbers to it, and it'll tell you what they're trying to tell you. And it's all in support of your spiritual path. However, many people connect it with the twin flame journey. Twin flame journey is part of your spiritual path as well. So I guess you could, but it really has a lot more to do with you. Okay. And greetings. Been watching your older videos a few days ago. Good to catch your live stream. I'm at the point in my twin flame journey where I'm not running nor chasing. I still see synchronicities though. All right, that's wonderful. No longer running or chasing. You know what that means? You're in the path of uniting with yourself. Okay? Being in try to move away from this light. I don't know. Okay. You're on that path when you're no, oh, excuse me. You're no longer running, chasing. Guess what? You get to meet yourself, your true self, and connect with that person inside of you in a way that you've never thought you needed to. Okay? Because that's what this journey shows you. All right. So good for that. And I'll get back into the soul alignment because it has a lot to do with that as well. So I never see their name, but I only see the make of her car, regardless of the colors. It's still confusing, and I'm not have emotional feelings as I once have. I'm not sure about angel numbers. Okay, you never see their names. It's okay. People, many people experience this journey differently. Some people have dreams, some people don't. Some people not quite see repeated numbers like that. Some see it all the time and stuff like that. It does happen differently. Okay. And I found my sweet spot. Thank you for that. All right. Awesome. And all right. So, soul alignment. I'm coming back to this one. Obviously, it's the topic for today, right? Is the greatest alignment that you can experience with yourself and source. The greatest alignment you can experience. I felt like repeating that. With yourself and source. Why it's relevant for this connection? This is a question that's being channeled and an answer being provided. I always like to give you different perspectives of this journey that you may not hear out there, to clarify it and make it understandable for you. I truly pride in doing that. I'm going to toot my horn on that. I do. And so with this journey, because it is a journey in which you're in connection with yourself, everything that goes on inside of you, on a subconscious level, the fears that you have, the worries, like whatever thoughts you're producing and so forth affects your connection. I mean, it affects your connection with anybody. But in a twin flame connection, you know how painful that feels. You know how painful that feels. This connection cannot um, be experienced in ego, like whatsoever. It can't. It just can't. Because your twin flame shows you what's happening within you. The ego comes up, and the one job the ego has, other than protecting you, the ego's trying to protect you. False protection, by the way, is to destroy. When it is to the extreme, it seeks to destroy. There is no possible way, and it's always been that way, that you can experience a healthy connection with anybody when you are in ego about the connection. Whether it is fear, you're having intense fear about this person in the connection, like what if they treat me wrong? What if they leave? What if they do this? What if they do that? They just show you all of that. They're going to show you all of that. Okay? Whether it's this way, or they're not going to want me, they're not, like, entirely. When the ego comes in and it says all this mess, it's impossible. It's just not going to happen. And if you're anything like me, maybe I try to work around it with the universe. I'm like, universe, give me a chance. Like, I'm trying here, that I just don't want to be in that space. You know that. Come on, work with me here. The universe was just like, they don't laugh, but it sure could have sounded like they're laughing at me. And they're like, No, sorry, Sheen. That's you. Your twin's you." And the universal laws are always at play. Always. Always. The universe doesn't shift and change its laws and do something different with it. It doesn't. It just is. It's just always there. And so when fear creeps up and it starts to take over, like, I don't know, I can't, and all this kind of stuff, the universe honors whatever energy that is dominant. If that is your dominating energy, that's what you get. And I don't say it to frighten you, I say it to help you understand. All right. I have clients who I love. I love my clients. I love all of you. You're on this. I love every single one of you. I learn from my clients as well. We learn from each other. It's truly wonderful. I have clients who make it a regular practice to stay out of ego, to stay in soul. Oh, I do too. It took me a while. I was like, I admire everyone who takes action, who takes initiative because of this. And I'm not putting anyone else down. I'm definitely not. I love all of you guys too. Only because it took me quite a while to get there. And I have clients who say it took me a while to get there too. I reached a point where I was like, I gotta figure this out. I just need to figure this out. Like, there's no way around it. I gotta figure it out. And so to get to that point, because it was really hard to get out of the 3D, for me, it was very hard. And it's hard for a lot of folks who have psychic abilities out there. I'm going to put it out there like that. Even the psychics, they'll give you all the information. Not all of them. I'm not speaking for all of them, but if anyone watches this video, you know who you are. I don't have to know, who give great readings. All their clients say, that's amazing. Who don't trust their own journey, who don't really trust the message for their own journey. Okay, so even them have a hard time. And so this was me struggling with that, because if you're anything like me, I can't see it. It's all inner knowing. Like, what do I know about inner knowing, right? Of course I know. Uh, was a psychic for a long time, but what I mean by that is the inner knowing feels or had felt. I'm not afraid of it. Okay. Mm-mm. I don't question the universe. I don't. No, none. That was the old days. I'm past that, and I recommend you work towards that as well. The inner knowing is scary. You hear things, but you can't see it. Your intuition says, "Oh yeah, this person wants you so badly," and you're like, "I'm so confused. It doesn't look like that." And I'm not going to give scenarios. You would know what they are for you. I'm not manifesting anything here. And it's like, how on earth do I believe this? How do I believe this? And wishing, praying, hoping, how can I believe this? If this is you, I get you. I get you. I have to let you know through my experience. Well, now I provide exercises to help you strengthen your relationship with yourself and your intuition because you need it on this journey. You really need it in all aspects of this journey, not just twin flame related. And so, okay, I cut myself off there. With the, all right, I'll have to tell you this when it comes to intuition. This is part of being aligned with soul. Think of a time when your intuition had let you know that something's off, something's not good, don't do this, and all this kind of stuff, but you didn't listen to yourself. And then you wind up saying, why didn't I listen to myself? Think about that. Your intuition has been talking to you. And I know sometimes you feel like, the intuition let me down again. It told me this, but it didn't come up. Perhaps fear got in the way. Perhaps the universe is like, just wait a little bit longer. We're letting you know what's coming, but we just need you to wait a little bit longer or something like that. So you're like, I don't know how to trust it. Okay. You've simply got to. That's putting it in a simple term. You've got to trust it. You've got to trust it. Because your soul is guiding you, like I had mentioned. Your intuition will provide you with the messages, the universe, your spiritual guides, your ancestors, whatever is happening there comes in through intuition, and they're letting you know what's going on, what to do. Stay quiet, don't say anything, hold on. We're working on the back end, and that kind of stuff. And it requires that you believe. You believe. And there is a saying, walk by faith, not by sight. Okay. You know what you know, and you don't know why you know what you know, but you know it anyways. Okay. That is the intuition. What I was going to say, I have found through experience, especially for myself, it helped me to trust it more. Okay. Uh, it had to happen with other things first, though. And when I saw how much my intuition was working for other things, then I made that connection with my own journey. All right. Um, whew, my train of thought here. It's it's the one leading you. It's the one leading you. So if you're trying to figure it out up here, I'm gonna get to this. What is this? And all this kind of stuff. It will not take you to where your soul will lead you. Okay. And being in alignment with your soul is, like I mentioned before, the greatest alignment that you have with yourself and source. And it's connected with the truth, with God's truth, God's love. It's God. It's you being of God, being God, however you word it, right? And it has the least resistance towards anything at all. Anything you're manifesting and so forth, and zero resistance. And whatever it is shows up because it just is. It just is of existence. Okay. And so I can't really say much right now as I'm in tears in the middle of my workout. Lately, I have been feeling my twin flames emotions. There is something about your eyes that resonates with me. Can we talk? Oh, sure, you certainly can. I did put my calendar link in the description so you can book a call there. Uh, Feeling of your twin flames emotions. This is, I want to say this is happening to some in the collective, where the divine masculine is going through a transformation, and that transformation can feel painful. I hear releasing of the ego, like breaking down the ego is a very painful experience, I must say. It's a painful experience. And why do I say it's painful? It's because, that looks so in the distance. I'm trying to avoid this light here. All right, here we go. Is because in order to break down the ego, you actually got to experience the ego. So when the ego shows up and you're just like, I can't think that. I can't have these thoughts in my mind. They need to go away. It's just going to come back again because it's it's still there. The ego is showing you something, some sort of belief that is still in you, that still exists and is out of alignment of your path. It's a teaching tool. Just like your triggers teach you, your fears teach you. They're all teaching you. You're hearing it from me. Do not ignore them. I don't care who else you're listening to out there who says ignore all of that. Okay. Who cares that you have these fears that have a root? Who cares that the ego has a root? Your triggers are connected to your nervous system that actually needs some sort of repair and that kind of stuff, because trauma affects your nervous system. It makes it hard for you to cope in certain situations that are normal. Like feeling triggered is a normal experience, but yet being reactive to it is a result from having experienced trauma. All right. So when these things show up, these three, I love these three: triggers, fear, and ego show up, they're teaching you something. What are they teaching you? So when it comes to ego, when you take a look at what it's teaching you and you heal it from the root, find out where it's coming from, because it's not whoever triggered you. It's not them. It's not your twin. It came from some sort of experience that your body feels like it's going through all over again. Okay, that's where it's coming from. And you take a look at it, you heal it, it stops showing up. Or if it shows up again, it doesn't hold any control over you. You're able to just be like, oh, okay. Right. Well, there's a thought. Mm-mm, not having that. And things like those. All right. So you hear it from me. Without healing these things, they are still in you somewhere. And they will find a way to come out because they're trying to come out. They're coming up to be processed and transmuted, to be changed, to take a different form, to leave, to exit your body. All right. So that's my little thing there. And when I feel my little thing, that was major. When I feel my twin flames emotions, I can feel her going through something deep, that she's holding a strong frame, but for I'm crying those tears she's holding up, if that makes sense. It absolutely does make sense. You definitely do affect each other's energies. All right. So I have a couple of master classes going on right now because I just really love connecting with you guys. I have a twin flame master class coming up. The link for it is below, and there is one for business owners as well. And um, you know, if you've ever attended my master class, you will know that I provide you with good information. It's not like a master class where I'm just like, here's one thing and dangle a carrot in front of you. Okay. So definitely sign up for the master class, gain some clarity about your journey, your connection, and take what resonates with you. Always take what resonates with you. Even if you're sitting here and you're like, Asheen, I don't agree with a lot of what you say. It's okay. I'm not asking for that. If something connects with you, that's great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Your soul is leading you. Your soul will be like, okay, all right, let's figure this out, which is fine, totally fine by me. All right, and can I have your Facebook? The link is in the description. All right, thank you for joining. I'm so excited that you guys came here live, and I'll definitely check back on the comments. Bye.